There are times when the world seems heavy. Over the past year, we have struggled with feeling isolated, fearful, angry, anxious, and unsure. World events and the opinions of others weigh heavy on our hearts and souls. The clouds of fear and uncertainty begin to block the light, and we lose sight of all the good that is still all around us. How do we clear out the noise and the darkness? How do we swim to the surface of the murky waters of fear and loss and rediscover the light? So much of our modern-day culture revolves around the media and consumption of the products, ideas, and agendas of others. It is so easy to lose sight of our own thoughts, beliefs, hopes, joys, and desires when we are being bombarded by these outside messages. But it doesn't have to be like this. We are so much more than our social media presence. We are entitled to our own thoughts and opinions outside of the mainstream. What if we stop mindlessly scrolling through social media or news outlets, realized that we are absorbing every negative word and image on the screens that we surround ourselves with constantly? What if we didn't check our phones the moment we woke up, or watch the news as we're going to bed? How would our life be different if we didn't look at a single screen or listen to a single outside message from a TV, computer, or phone just for a day? What if we lived entire days with a natural rhythm? Just ourselves, authentic and still and open? What would we feel, believe, think, focus on, without the distractions that we have become so accustomed to? When did we start to allow a screen to dictate our lives, our routine, our thoughts, our moods, our beliefs? Do you remember the last time you had an entire day without an electronic device telling you what you should think or do or believe? If you woke up tomorrow and didn't turn on a screen, didn't have thousands of external messages telling you to be anxious or afraid, how would you really feel? What if we let our souls become our barometer of how we wanted to feel and live our days? What if we let intuition guide our experience? Even in the darkest of times, we can hold on to the rituals and daily routines that nourish our souls. How would you feel if today you woke up, brewed a cup of tea, watched the world wake up outside of your window, read a book, stretched in front of a fire, or went for a walk, spent time talking with your family, fully engaged in every moment? When we anchor our lives in the rituals, routines, and natural rhythms that have guided us and our ancestors for thousands of years, how do our lives look? How would our outlook change? Here are 5 simple ways to meaningfully engage in sacred living, which I define as living with routine, living in sync with nature, and coming up with sacred rituals that help us to be more in touch with our true purpose. Just finding a more organic way to live our lives and live in alignment with our values and our beliefs. Number 1, wake up and go to sleep mindfully. Spend the first and the last 1 or 2 hours of your day to begin with without a single screen. If you can go longer than that, it's great. But in an age where so much of us are working remotely, we may only be able to do an hour or 2. Keep your blinds open and let the light of the sun wake you up naturally. Allow your body's natural circadian rhythms to connect with the cycles of the sun and the moon and the seasons. When you wake up, breathe deeply, stretch your body, become aware of how you're feeling, and try to begin your day in sacred silence. Check in with yourself. How does your body feel? Is your mind clear? Did you dream last night? What is coming up in your thoughts? What needs done today? What is your intention for your day? Try to spend some time in meditation, journaling, anything to help you get in touch with your inner wisdom and to find stillness and silence as you begin and end your day. Number 2, spend time in nature. Go for a walk or take a moment to stand outside in the morning sunlight. If it's cold, take some time to just sit near a window and gaze outside. Even in the city, we can look for signs of nature, the way the sun reflects off the windows and walls, the animals we see on tree branches, or the way the frost creates artistic designs on our window panes. If it's available to you, take a few moments to breathe in some fresh air. Feel your lungs rejoicing in the burst of new energy, the air bringing rejuvenation and new life to our bodies and cells. Maybe plan for a walk or hike somewhere that you feel is sacred. Is there a park, lake, beach, river, woodland, mountain, or field anywhere near you? Can you find the time today for a retreat to this space? Or even just walking down the street and seeing the signs of life around us in our neighbors. Taking time to walk or sit in nature, allow your senses to fully explore the world around you. Can you feel the sun and the wind on your skin and hair? Can you taste the fresh, crisp air? It's such a different sensation than being inside. Can you smell the earth or the wind? Feel the energy of the earth, maybe even walking barefoot or resting your feet on the grass or dirt. What do you see and hear? Sounds of nature, water, wind. No distractions, just taking the time to be here now. Number 3, establish your own daily rituals. Instead of buying coffee in a rush to work, can you take time in the morning to mindfully brew your own herbal tea or coffee or juice? If you didn't spend the first hour of your day engrossed in a screen, would you have time to make a healthy meal and savor the way your body felt from truly nourishing yourself? Rather than rushing through a shower at night, what if you allowed yourself the time for a bath lavished with essential oils, candles, or soothing music? What if you decided to bake your own bread, knit your own scarves, draw, paint, or write in a journal? Or spend time in a movement practice like yoga or walking every morning. When was the last time you looked at the screen time monitor on your phone? How many hours a day do you think you are actually spending staring at a screen 2 by 3 inches in front of your face and ignoring everything else around you? What else could you do with that time? So often we don't think we have time to engage in meaningful hobbies or connections or passions. But if we really looked at how we're spending our time now, how could we do things differently? Music, art, connection, movement, what if these were our priorities? Number 4, sacred connection. Rather than rushing through time with our family, what if we mindfully engaged in conversations with our loved ones, giving them our full attention? Has anyone ever asked you to put your phone down and look at them when they're talking? It can be really eye-opening when a loved one mentions that they notice us being more involved in a screen than what they have to say. Are you guilty of scrolling through social media while on a phone call, absent-mindedly listening to the person on the other end? Do your kids ask you to play and you find yourself saying you're busy when really you're just looking at emails or a news feed on social media? What if we set aside time to be fully present, engaged, and aware? Our hearts and souls long for connection, but looking to meet this need through a screen is an empty pursuit. How can you take time today to be truly connected to another person, or even a pet? Finding ways to connect is vital to our health. It uplifts our mood, it opens our hearts, it helps our energy to flow more freely. Number 5, spiritual embodiment. There is something deeper calling us, craving expression and acknowledgement. We can call it spirit, intuition, inner self, soul, or purpose. What is that thing that makes our heart beat? What is the feeling you get when engaged in your purpose? How do we nourish this spirit of ours? Making time to explore our inner selves, meditation, prayer, rituals, dreams, allowing the time and space to actually sit with these things. This isn't always comfortable. We often engage in distractions to avoid these deeper feelings. Our soul is the essence of our being. When we strip away the distractions, we come face to face with our inner purpose, and sometimes this can be a new experience. We so often run away from deep feelings, shadow work, and connection to the divine or higher purpose. Whatever you call it, it is real, and it's something we all face or often run away from. How can we use certain practices to engage in a deeper way with our inner selves, find our purpose, or bring light to those things that may be in the dark? These are just simple exercises to begin to explore your daily habits and rituals. Start small. Begin to explore your existing habits. See what is working for you and what isn't. We are facing so many challenges, but a lot of our stress is external and man-made. When we take away the distractions and the opinions of others, what is left behind? Allow yourself to be authentic. Trust your own inner guidance. Commit to practices that nourish your own sense of well-being. Worrying about everything going on in the world isn't helping anyone. We have this perception that worry and anxiety is somehow our duty, that being overly concerned is helping in some way, but it really isn't. Being in perpetual states of fear only serves to take away our peace, deplete our energy, and steal our time. Reclaim your power. Step into your purpose. Take each and every moment of every day as sacred and fill it with things that make you feel alive, hopeful, strong, and present. We can only be useful to others and to a higher purpose if we prioritize our own healing journey first. Start small, start somewhere. You might have ups and downs, but the important part is to begin the journey.